you're here to share something. It's like for me, sharing insight and wisdom and exploring business, it's like these things are fascinating to me. There's something that's begging for my attention and that also wants to share these things. And it's like, that's my song. And so there's something in me that says, I just want to sing. And then most importantly, what always leads us to powerful transformation is getting in touch with that pain. Because in my unwillingness to get profoundly clear about what I'm here to do, it's like I'm just stabbing myself in the heart. It's like I'm denying myself my own gift. I'm denying myself the opportunity to be what I am. And that shit hurts. And it's always getting in touch with that motivates us into making decisions. HeartBased.io. This is the podcast. It's for the heart-based solopreneur who wants to thrive in both life and business. On this show, I share my conversations with active or aspiring solopreneurs, and we explore the opportunity to gain clarity, get focused, and become profitable. Relax, settle in, and let's discover something beautiful on the inside of what we are, and then share that beauty with the world. Welcome to the HeartBased.io podcast. In some way or another, it's for thriving in life and business. I'm the host, Tiger Singleton, and I'm here today with one of my favorite people. This is Deborah Edin, and we've actually been working together. I've been supporting her on her journey, discovering something beautiful on the inside, and then sharing it with the world. And we met about, I'm going to say 3 months ago, and we decided to take a 6-month journey and see what we could do, see what we could bring about into the world. And she is a beautiful singer, totally unique vibe, sings from the heart, sings to the heart. And fundamentally, from my perspective, her interest is touching people where it matters and inspiring them to embrace their journey, to embrace their path, and to not let all the silly human things get in your way from singing your song in some form or another. But she's going to do a much better job describing that. So Deborah, welcome. Will you just briefly tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So what I'm doing is that I made a decision to completely and fully take myself seriously, but not so seriously.
Sincerely.
Sincerely, yeah, and actually starting to step out and show myself as a singer, as a performer, as an artist that I am. So it's quite close to 3 months ago where the big decision was taken that, okay, so now I'm just going to go for it and then find my ways to just show myself instead of trying to learn new skills and become better and at stuff and so on. So I got myself a coach, a singing coach, and started up with like a website and like Instagram, and trying to like set all of that up just to have a foundation, and then starting to like just film myself, record myself, no matter the quality, just to bring myself out there, to show myself to the world. Screw all the ideas of it's not perfect, it's not, and like more or less making the brand out of that, because this is what I am. I'm not done. I'm not Whitney Houston yet, but I totally feel her inside of me. I have it, and I'm gonna give it all. So on that journey, and then like starting to find my ways of communicating my passion and my like deeper. It's not that just I want to sing and I want to write songs and I want to share that with the world. It's like something deeper, and really trying to connect and clarify that in order to be clear in what I want to communicate to the world.
Yeah. And you said something there where you made a decision, and this is something that's been so obvious for me as we've been working together. This decision that was made where it's like, holy shit, it's time. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen now, because I say it's going to happen now. And what I'm curious to hear from you is, what was your life experience like before you made that decision? Like before we connected and developed a playful strategy about how to move forward, what was the experience like as far as understanding that, okay, there's this talent that I have, but what was the hesitation?
The hesitation has always been like so many doubts in regards to how many singers there are in the world, how many people are actually making music and putting themselves out there, and just something really like following me from my childhood up to now. That is just like, what's the point? It's going to be difficult anyways. Who are you to believe that you should show up with your music and your thing? You're not even like the best singer. You can sing, surely, but it's also a lot of like doubtful thoughts that I've been observing, and quite a lot of bunch of fears. Just this extreme deep fear that I would be like completely alone and be rejected by my partner or friends, and if I would actually just go for it and give myself to give all what that energy that I've been longing to give into just this, my passion. My belief have been that I would like just be alone and be left out from the groups if I would go for it and believe it completely.
Okay. And this is fascinating because what I hear you saying is you saw this opportunity that felt sincere, which is to do what you felt like you're here to do, sing, share your voice. But yet because of the fear, you reverted back to some sort of normal path. In my fear of being alone, I was also afraid of being rejected. Now I'm just alone, and then I'm not in society anymore. I'm off doing my own thing. And there's this comfort, right? Where it's like, we have our jobs, we have our little routines, but it doesn't honor at all the sincerity of what's going on inside of us. And so naturally, when we see that invitation to step out and do something new, in one way you leave a lot of things behind. It's like, I just got to go now. I'm curious to hear what specifically those fears were, other than fear of being alone. Is there anything that you can tell me about the fears that would constantly come up?
Since I've been in relationships, like in like romantic relationships, like most of my adult life, I have definitely like projected to that partner that they can do what they love, but I can't. And that's really have been running deep since I was a kid. Like it's my projecting my little sister, and like I was the oldest kid of 3, and like foster kids and everything. Super deep belief that I have to do these dishes and take care of the home, and then all the other people can go have fun. Also fear of feeling empowered and feeling big and feeling just being in my power. So definitely afraid of being loved and in love and being that like light that I so much also are. So not just being afraid of being rejected, but also being very, very afraid of going towards love completely. That was one of the big things that came up also in the beginning when I was starting to like look a little bit deeper into it, like fear of actually feeling good.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
it's really interesting. It's really interesting.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah. It's like I'm afraid to give myself something that's good for myself.
Yeah. Because that's coming with so much guilt and shame. I was almost like once again about to repeat my pattern of just dropping all the things that I cared about to like move back. Like now when I'm my life's circumstance changed and I became living with myself again, and then like move myself from the city that I'm living, where all the possibilities are for the music to happen, and move back to my family, and just now I need to prioritize them. Like, I was almost doing the same thing again because it was so scary. It's scary to just walk a new path towards happiness, where I truly felt happy and like, okay, what do I want to do if to feel alive and to really be inspired? What's my longing?
I wonder how many other people struggle with that dilemma, where we use our guilt and shame as some form of responsibility of taking care of others, but really we're just hiding. It's like an
So big.
excuse.
Yeah, it's so big. I think it's like when you come into that, like you have this situation in life where like it's something happening and like shakes your world, a breakup or someone dies or whatever happens, you lose your job and something, and then it's like we have the possibility, and then we are so scared of going into the unknown. So what's the closest thing that we can go to in that situation is to reach back to our birth family again and go back into that pattern again, and then put it on them. But I have to be like, and to escape again. Yeah, really big.
Yeah, and
I think that runs so deep.
And then also, you said something that's absolutely adorable, which is, the people close to you, you're their biggest cheerleader, right? You really want them to shine and to thrive. But yet when it comes to ourselves, we don't extend the same sort of love and freedom. And I've always said that in some way, the ways that we love on others and support others is really like a training ground to be able to support ourselves, because that's always the challenge, right? It's like we can find a bit of simplicity in being compassionate and loving and supportive towards other people, but it's with ourselves that is the biggest struggle of all. And of course, that's where the real prize is too, is when we can learn to extend that to ourselves. So you spent a bunch of time running away from yourself. Welcome to the club. And then you came to this point of decision. You know what? I'm curious because you reached out to me on Facebook and you wanted to talk. I'm wondering what went into that. Like, where were you at in your mindset that led you to reaching out for support?
I had a big shift in me in July 2022, as a really, really big shift that I could see, like, I cannot keep on going as I have been. It was so clear for me, like the pain was so deep. So it was like, okay, this is not working. This is I'm not nailing this. I tried and I tried and I tried, but I didn't. This is not making progress. The only thing that I could feel and could like connect into that felt true was like, I don't know what to do, but I just need to sing. That was the only thing, like the only sentence I had, the mantra of last summer. So and then all these excuses came in my mind, and like, no, but you don't have a band, you don't have a stage, you don't have that, and but I did it anyway, like singing in the living room, like doing all of this. And so I think when I reached out to you, I have this extreme deep understanding of what I love, and I have no idea how to take it from here. I just felt so confused. I felt like cooking with energy. I remember our first talk. I was cooking with energy, and also like feeling all of that life energy combined with seeing all of the fears comes up also together with it, and all the excuses. But like, I don't want to listen to this anymore, but how and what way can I take a direction? I have a big belief that we need support in life, and also that to invest, if you can invest in yourself, and that actually will not just be something on the paper. Because if you like the whole winter, it was like super silly thing, and like the whole winter I'm like starting to like, okay, I go to a spa if I feel like it, like to give myself beautiful things, and to buy myself, if I don't feel like cooking food, I'm gonna buy food, because just to change the pattern of not giving myself something. And then like I've been going to like having a spray tan 2 times a month the full winter in Sweden, just because I just wanted to feel that I could make myself a treat with something that helped me to just thrive and feel great inside, and just for fun, because it's playful. And so when I met you and took contact with you, I was very clear that I was willing to invest more into myself. And I was curious, and I didn't even know what you were doing. So I was curious. I had a tip from a friend that I trust, and then I just went for it. Because I also thought, because I've heard you before, and I know like you are there, like heart-based there, but you also feel very not spiritual.
Yeah.
and I've been longing so much because I felt very confused in this world, like because I feel so human. I feel so, and
Yeah.
I feel so off in very many communities, and that's why also I've been loving to work where I have like super just people like feeling off when I talk about spirituality, but that's fine. And then like we're just a group of people having fun together, playing together, making creative projects,
Yeah.
and so it's something like that with just being human.
And I love how you talk about, you had that mantra of, I just have to sing. And I relate so much to that in my own work, where it's like, I just have to do what I'm here to do. And there's some sort of resonance or some sort of knowing that you're here to share something. It's like for me, sharing insight and wisdom and exploring business, it's like these things are fascinating to me. And so there's something that's begging for my attention and that also wants to share these things. And it's like, that's my song. And so there's something in me that says, I just want to sing. And then most importantly, what always leads us to powerful transformation is getting in touch with that pain. It's like, wow, this actually really hurts to not be clear about this, because in my unwillingness to get profoundly clear about what I'm here to do, it's like I'm just stabbing myself in the heart. It's like I'm denying myself my own gift. I'm denying myself the opportunity to be what I am. And that shit hurts. And it's always getting in touch with that motivates us into making decisions.
But it's also so incredibly now when I'm starting like the journey and actually putting myself out there, it's also like totally understandable that I have had hesitations, because it's oh my God, it's just impressive what the body can do, when we are going towards those and meeting those fears and then walking through them. It's impressive how the nervous system like works when it's like there is like obviously fears related to things, and oh my God, so it's not
well,
not easy.
Yeah, and that's a great place to go. It's not easy.
No, fuck no.
That's really important too, because I mean, in part of it not being easy is also the adventure. In your decision to thrive, you're also making a decision to face your fear, because that's what's needed. That's what's holding you back. It's like, I am delaying my encounter with these fears and it's not working. So it's time to look at them. So I'm curious, what are the fears that you are now approaching that you were afraid of before that are helping you make meaningful progress?
One of the first fears was even to put something to actually record myself properly, like as good as I could. I just had a belief that I couldn't, and everyone who heard me live singing, for example, before they asked for my music, and I said I didn't have anything to listen to online because I didn't have any recordings, because I hadn't been to a studio. I didn't like everything. But I have like recorded myself, like just a voice recorder on an iPhone for many years, and like listened to myself in that way. So one of the first fears was actually to add my content to SoundCloud, for example, and to put something out there, because it's like, oh, it's such a perfectionist in me, like that wants to, and I also love good quality so much. Like, I think that's awesome how we can make something like so in good quality, like working with interior, like it's nice to make good stuff, So that was the first one, to actually put it out there, even though I felt like this is not very good sound quality, and to do it, and to like open GarageBand and to try and drag and drop like sound, like to see if it was working. I was like, I have a recorded video right after I did that, and I was like, what the fuck? Was it so easy? Like laughing my ass off, and like, oh my God, I just had all the equipment. Like the iPhone is almost like any good mic, and to just see that I could do everything that I have been like minding myself not to being able to do, without even paying anything to buy anything, because I had an iPhone, I had a Mac computer, and I have a guitar, and I have a like so that was one big. Then for sure, starting to sing live. It's one part of me that wants it to be so big, and I know it's going to be very big. I see the visions like of what it's going to end up with. But yeah, just doing it without, like, it could be like 5-10 people in the audience, and just not care for the amount of people, but just showing up there and then trusting that it's nice to listen to my songs, because like I've been hearing these songs for so many years. Like some of them are like 10 years old. No one ever heard it before almost, but I have heard them so many times, and I just trusting that it's valuable for people to listen to me singing. That's really, and to stand there and like singing to someone, like singing live, it's impossible to understand if people like it. Like you don't get anything back if you until you're maybe finished. You get some applause, you know.
Yeah.
But during the song and during the concert, and especially with the way many of my songs is like really like heart opening, like connecting into quite deep emotion. So people look quite devastated, like empty and like shocked more, like. So it's like it's so difficult to even read what you have. So I just have to go inside. There's nowhere else I can go. Because,
I love that. I love that. I just have to go inside.
Yeah. Anything else is just, I had a concert like last weekend outside. Like I couldn't read anything. It was like, okay, I just have to just to be there and just trust that and sing it to enjoy it myself. And maybe they can enjoy it. I don't know. But at least I enjoyed it.
That's so important, where what you're saying and what you're discovering is that this isn't so much about knowing that they enjoy it. What it is an opportunity for you to enjoy it, because it's what you're here to do. And you don't find out until afterwards if people enjoyed it.
No, and it's huge. I did concerts before, like in my life, but I was not many actually, but shorter, like singing a few songs. So now I had like, I think 6 weeks of like some concert every week, so many times to practice to not try to get something and try to get from someone else.
So you went from not doing much events at all to now you're doing events almost every weekend?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and now I have like a week off, like just to relax a little bit before I'm gonna fulfill one of my biggest dreams, I guess. But yeah, to start recording. So yeah, it's really, I really went for it. So I booked myself like ding 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 just to start. But it's like to start enjoying it, I really need to do it a lot, you know, to train my nervous system that it's fine and I can relax here. It's safe, and like to show myself that I actually can be here and enjoy it.
Was there a fear of that nervousness before? Like, I don't want to do it because I know I'm going to be nervous?
Not that hang up fear, no. Because I also have a big trust in, because when I have done it and I do it for a little bit more than 2 songs, I know I'm quite good in landing into the body in that kind of circumstance to feel relaxed on stage. And I know I'm very good talking in the middle of the songs, and I have it very deep in me, like the entertainer. So when I just starting to come out of shock, I know I'm very fun, and I'm like, I can relax and have fun on stage. So I feel safe with that. So I think the first thought of just entering a stage is not that terrifying, because I trust that, but always like before and the same day it's like I just something collapses in me for sure, and I'm just walking and trying to just breathe and be there for myself the best that I can. And then in the beginning it feels really nervous when I start singing.
And you're also discovering that that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, what can I do?
Yeah,
it is there. It's there, and it's gonna be there as long as it is.
You mean that's not an excuse to not do it?
No.
Because that's what happens a lot of times is people get nervous and they start thinking that it means they shouldn't be doing it, when really it's just part of the training.
Yeah, for sure. I can totally understand that people would reconsider. I done it before, because when I was applied for the Swedish Idol and the Swedish Talent shows on TV, I was so exhausted after both of these recordings, like the days, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy I didn't go further to the live streams. Like I was just on the edge of coming to the live sendings, and I was like, oh, that's a sign that I shouldn't do this, and then crawl back up again and hide for a few years. But it's like I'm so much longing to, I had a taste of how it was, because I've been playing so much with myself almost all the years, just a few times with a band. And oh my God, also you can't even imagine what's happening with me when I'm getting like musicians with me. It's like something just like I become so happy. There's nothing that can awake that happiness, like having like a someone playing violin and drums and like feeling that some people are with me, supporting me, just having fun singing. And like, oof, I've been longing for that since I was a kid, just to be in that space. And so that's one of the absolute biggest fears that I'm still now conquering and haven't like nailed yet, because I don't have a band yet, but I have asked for the violinist that I play with the other weekend if she wants to play with me, and she said yes. So I'm starting to like also opening up to that. It's a much more bigger commitment, but that it's something happens when you start collaborating with people and who are like masters at their instrument. You see what's happened with music when you coming together. That's like such a deep longing to experience more. For sure.
Yeah. And going back to that fear of recording yourself, and then you found out in a way that it wasn't nearly as difficult as you imagined it to be. I think this is something that I encounter quite often with people, is in our fears that we have, we imagine so much complexity and so much difficulty and a lack of opportunity, right? It's like we imagine that this is a huge mountain to climb. But after you've made the decision and the commitment to move forward, which is really, to face your fears, what you start to realize is that there wasn't anything to be afraid of. It's like, oh, wow, this is actually not what I thought it was going to be. And this is the same lesson that we encounter over and over again, is we imagine scary monsters, which tell us we can't be ourselves. We can't do what we're here to do. But then as you face those monsters and you get really close to them, you start to realize they're not that scary at all. And even with the complex about, being a perfectionist, this is something that I so know in my experience with putting out, videos and audio and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I would listen to stuff that I recorded even 5 years ago. Like I would record me speaking at events and stuff, and the audio quality was so bad. I couldn't believe that I would put that out on the internet.
No.
It's like people aren't even going to listen to this. The audio is so bad. But I remember it's like, this is just where I'm at right now. And it's only because I put out crappy content that I learned how to slowly improve that content and make it better. And this happens a lot because what we'll do is we'll see other people's content and we'll see that we don't have that skill level or we don't have that resource. So we think we shouldn't do it until we get those resources. And that's not how it works. You put out the best crap that you can put out. That is the most fun for you to put out. And the real prize is that you're just learning. You're learning as you go, because you're doing videos now too, right? You're putting out like a weekly video.
Yeah, every week. Yeah, I'm making a video, and the quality is obviously rising also.
Exactly.
Becoming better and better. And so both video of talking and then also video of singing, like adding to YouTube. So
once a week you do a video of you talking, and then you're singing a song, and you're also sending that out via a newsletter as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I record it, I put it to YouTube, and then I summarize everything to send out a newsletter to since I understand it's difficult to to see everything on like Facebook and Instagram with all the algorithms and so on. So I do it like a combined, so you can actually access to see. And then I talk about my journey and like what happened like this week, and just to invite people to see behind the scenes what's actually happening. So it's not so just to pop those made up ideas of how successful she seems to be, like, and she has everything like in hand, and just to be more transparent.
And you probably find that people appreciate that in the same way that you appreciated my lack of spiritual presence. it just, embracing the humanity of it all.
Yeah, but it being, because week after week, I'm so like enthusiastic about like finding new ways of seeing things, and like hearing myself talk and summarize. It's like a diary, almost like a vlog. I listened to the last weeks before I recorded, and to see and like, oh my God, and then just finding myself to talk about these things now, like 3 months in, that I would like in the beginning I couldn't even imagine I would be here now and talking about it. Like, oh, I feel so so used to hanging out with people in studios and so on. Like before I started, that was just like I couldn't even imagine. And to see that, and to also become so much more humble, and seeing how playful it is with everything also.
And were there any fears that came up when we first started talking about doing that, like finding some sort of consistent weekly offering?
Definitely. Yeah, it took a lot of time. Yeah, it took a lot of time for me to be clear and like what to actually share there and how to do it. I know I had 3 weeks, I think, since we started to talk, just trying to understand how I would send this out and how it could be actually valuable for people to take part of it. Yeah, because I'm not myself a very big fan of like following, like I haven't done that much. So the first barrier was to see that, and then to find my way. And when I realized I could actually make a video, I was like, whoa, yeah, that's my element. I like to film and to talk, and that's when it flows. And writing a long text and so on, it's not my style.
We can't escape the reality of, let's just call it conscious participation. It's like, this isn't just going to happen on its own. And so we have to figure out how can we participate actively and consciously to help build momentum. And it's just very practical as it relates to business. It's like you have to put energy into it. But the beauty is, like in this example, you found the energy that works for you. Like some people, it's just writing, right? Some people, when you tell them, to do a video, it's like, nope, that's not an option. Not making videos. It's like, that's fine. What we do is we just find something that works for you. And I would imagine that what you've discovered is that this is also super helpful for you to stay clear and focused by having that weekly thing you're sharing. It's like, as much as other people might enjoy it, it's like, it's great for you to help you stay focused.
Yeah. And definitely. And now I had like, it's like I'm doing it once a week or a little bit more. It's like I'm trying to also like just listening to myself, not to be too military like on it. So it actually comes from a good place in me when I record it. And some days I've been like so tired that day, like it was once a week. So today, for example, I'm going to make a recording in the evening to collect from what happened to last week. So it's just important to actually just to do it when it feels true, and when I feel it's going to cover, and it's going to be like I'm going to be there when I do the video for myself and for other people. Because if I'm too exhausted, it's not going to be the best anyway. But it's really helpful for myself to stay clear and focused, and to see, am I here? Am I enjoying the journey, or am I just like reaching now, like to come back to catch up with myself?
Yeah. And that's an interesting one to find balance in. You're creating a content from a space of wellness, like authentically sharing from the heart, and not just trying to create content for the sake of sharing content. It's like, that makes me want to puke. Like anytime I'm creating content where it's like I have to be creating content, then I shut down. And it also goes into just doing what I can to take care of myself, because if I don't take care of myself, then I have less moments like that where I can create authentic content. Okay, so with where you're at now, I'm curious to hear what's going on for you that's super exciting and what is also scary about that.
First thing that comes to mind, super excited about actually having a date booked in the studio now in June, together with a producer and like an extremely impressive lineup for musicians that's gonna record my songs. It's one of the Swedish, one of the most hired musicians in Sweden, like professional. So super cool. So this feels awesome. Recording 3 songs in one weekend. I feel very safe with the producer. Like we have started getting to know each other, but it's also like, how the fuck do I do that? Like I am the creator of the songs. I am the lead singer. I am the one who have a big interest in like having the songs coming out in a specific way. And then we have a group of people. Many of them I will not have even met before. And we're going to record 3 songs in one weekend. And so that feels like, how the fuck is this going to go? And now I'm working with like the lyrics on all the songs to feel like to really fix them down and to make them so it feels so I feel happy about it and feel for the songs, you know. Words is just words, but one of the songs is it's not even written ready yet. I wrote it just a months ago, and I just don't feel for the like choruses yet, and it's like this I really need to nail in order to feel for it when we record it. And that weekend feels really much like scary but fun at the same time. Yeah. Like how to do it. Yeah.
And do you find that the how is something that you're just going to figure out along the way?
Yeah, what other options are there?
You know what the option is for most people is to not make plans until they figure out how.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm making the quite opposite, because exactly. I seen that the other way just keeps me at my home, like not doing much at all. And it's like, so definitely I'm gonna see. I booked a date. I paid some money to reassure that it's gonna happen. Like I did a deal that I pay 50% now and then 50% when I have the recordings. It's a commitment, you know.
And that's so huge. That's so huge to make those commitments.
Yeah.
Right. And again, that's investing in yourself. It's like when you do that, you put yourself in, I want to say a bind, but it's actually a playful bind. You are setting up a structure that demands you to show up.
Yeah.
As much as that can be scary for people, it's important. It's important that you create a container that invites you to not only show up, but invites you to grow. You have to put time and intention in this in order to make the most out of it. That's important.
Yeah. And I feel so like deeply convinced of like just seeing how my commitment to like with you and I and our sessions, like, oh my God, what I've done a lot. Like there's not even an option to not do it, you know? Yep. And just seeing the power in it. It's because I've been before I'm like raised in a family where you don't spend money on, you don't do this, you don't. So I've been so proud that I didn't have any loans or anything, you know, like, oh, but I'm free. I could die tomorrow and I have no loans, you know. But it's amazing what a commitment can do. It's like crazy. And it feels also so much better, like for myself to see also, like if I would offer something to someone and see that the value is not about me, the price that I'm telling that person is not about what I can do. It's going to help them to step into the greatest version of themselves. And that's awesome. It's genius. It's genius.
And that's beautiful too. I mean, as it relates to holding space for people, this isn't about what I know. It's about me creating a container for you to show up for you.
Yeah.
And then I get to watch that happen. And that's so exciting.
Yeah. And that's so awesome. And it also makes it so much more playful with money.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you would stay in your ego and and believe in your thoughts about like, yeah, but you have to work hard to earn money, like, and to put that on someone, that would be sad for them to miss the whole point. But that would probably just be fear, also a lot of fear to show up. But it's like also with my job, with my other job that I do, like I'm just seeing the more the more relaxed I am, the more chill I am, the better I become for all the clients and everything that I do. It's like I'm present, I'm there, and people feel so safe. Like project manager, like it feels so secure, so safe around me, and like trusting that I know everything, and I do, but I'm relaxed. And if I don't freak out because I'm not stressed, because then I say I'm going to look it up. That's awesome. It's like, it's awesome to see how powerful it is with relaxation.
Yeah, this really can be an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Do you have your guitar close by?
Yeah.
Would you sing one of your Swedish songs for me?
One of the Swedish songs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones I don't understand at all.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. I'm going to pick it up. Vi tar oss långsamt fram. Lyssna till något större. Vi vänder oss inåt för att förstå. Se vad vi kom hit för att vara. Jag håller handen här för dig att hålla i. Kom om du vill, kom om du kan. Kärlek är allt vi kan ge varann. För lyckan är min att du är här. Stannar en stund och tar in dig. Hemma med dig. Här är min hand. Håll den om du önskar ha det. Kärleken något stort. Något som vi aldrig gjort. Kärlek är mycket mer än vad vi tror och ser. För lyckan min att du är här. Stannar en stund och tar in dig. Hemma med dig. Här är min hand. Håll den om du önskar ha det.
I love that. Awesome. Anything else before we wrap up this episode?
Anything else? It's so just truly exciting to. It's like it's the perfect recipe to do this kind of, I don't know what to call it, mission, to go on this adventure. Since I took the decision, like when I was sitting like preparing, seeing if I had any questions for you for today, like I started to like, okay, can I have any questions? Like, okay, but how can I apply how can I apply my singing, like for your principle, for example, for 20% for paid content and then 80% give it for free, and how can I start collaborate with other people? And I was like, just writing the questions gives me the answers. So yeah. It's like always that, like always before we have sessions or anything, it's like it's so obvious that the questions are just silly questions, and yeah. and like and can still be an excuse. We can hide behind them, but like how to collaborate with other people, contact people and ask them for good collaboration. how can I no, but yeah, I have that answer. Okay, so that's not one. And like how can I apply to have 20%? I could just, and I know this answer, just play and take payment for my music, and then I can sit on the street and give it for free. So it's like every questions you put, it's like just like putting something like in the Matrix, the movie, it's like crystal clear, like with all the bullets like comes at you, it's like poof, just falls down. There's nothing attached, there's nothing it can't come to you. Sometimes it feels, sometimes it feels really deeply that they do, for sure. And I guess that's the time when we just have to be kind to ourselves. Yeah. And to see that it's a lot, it feels scary. But the questions, yeah, step by step, really step by step.
Yeah, step by step. And then also, once you've made that decision and you've created a container that invites you to show up, it's amazing how quickly those answers come. It's like, I've already decided to do this, and so I know that I'm doing it, and so I know what to do. Yep. But if we haven't made those decisions, then the questions really seem like questions, but a lot of the times they're not. The reality of the situation is just go, do something, learn, grow.
Yeah, and then to try and just like how to collaborate, because I'm longing to write music together with other people, especially lyrics, and to just see what happens in that dance if I would co-create with someone. And I don't know who that someone is now. It combined with so much fear coming up also. So I understand that the mind is really like trying to repeat this, but I haven't found that one. But I don't know so many people. Oh, but they do. Like it's always arises in some way or another to try to find an excuse, but the decision is already made. So sooner or later, if I'm tired, I'm hungry, it's going to be more easy to listen to those. But if I feel like at home, I'm going to do it anyways. And what
are you doing practically to help take care of yourself so that you can kind of be relaxed and focused?
I sleep a lot. I get a lot from sleeping. So I sleep long nights. I'm trying to see so that I'm not like activating myself too much time during the day. I do some exercises to take care of myself, to stay grounded, finding myself in the body. I walk really slow, moving myself slow in the world. That's one of my big things, to make sure I'm not coping up to like big city speed, because it doesn't suit me anything. I'm careful. Like I just go to see people if I have a big yes. Otherwise, I'm a lot like recovering and just resting with myself. I try to be outside in nature, just to at least feel the breeze, even if I'm not going into the woods. Some cold showers sometimes, taking cold swims, eating food that I feel good with. Just being kind. Like I love
Yeah.
laying down in my chill and just having cozy blankets and pillows and just feeling the soft to my skin. Yeah, really listening when I feel tired and then embracing to relax.
Yeah, I love that. And what I hear you saying is just this beautiful simplicity of taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's like nothing extreme, nothing extravagant, just simplicity.
No, I'm just doing some chin-ups, for exercise, or some sit-ups if I feel like that, and like just finding ways to be connected to my body.
Yeah. Yeah. And sleep is so important. I feel people don't really understand the value of that because we think we should be busy doing things, but and that's important for me too. Sleep is such a priority. Like to really allow myself to sleep when the body wants to sleep, let myself recover.
And I notice like when I sleep well, I feel when I feel relaxed and I like to like go up in the morning and it's a good time for me to write to look into my song lyrics. I feel kind of it's like the morning cozy moment and just sit and look into words and like finding, since I'm working full time with another job. So for me, it's like to find ways to give a lot of time to this passion besides work.
Yeah.
The other place. And but it's awesome. Quite basic, I'm really basic. Basic.
So people can learn more about you on your website and I imagine social media as well. Where do you recommend people go?
Make sure to go to my website and sign up for my newsletter, because that's going to be like always where you get the latest news for concerts and street concerts and everything. For sure, check out my YouTube channel, because
Are you doing most of that? Are you doing most of that in Swedish, or is there English too?
I have some songs in Swedish and some in English, so it's like the recordings of the songs. It will be both in Swedish and English, and I'm talking in Swedish. Okay. If there would come a big need and a big interest to listen for people in English, I would definitely consider to make the newsletter like the vlog in English also, because I feel before I was so scared of talking English. You can even imagine, but that's one I work with and do it English every time now. Yeah,
that's cool.
So.
All right, Deborah, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. And we'll be talking again soon. You've been listening to the HeartBased.io Solopreneur Podcast. For show highlights, notes, and more, visit us online at HeartBased.io. While you're there, be sure to sign up for my weekly email, The Sunday Letter to Solopreneurs, and download my free guide for new or struggling heart-based solopreneurs, helping you understand why and how it's possible to love on others and get paid well for it in the process.